It is the book reveal episode. My book is here. I got it. The box
It's,
is right here.
I'm actually incredibly excited for educators to start getting this in their hands. In fact, I'm a little bit jealous that you have it right there and I don't have one sitting on my table.
Welcome to the School Climate and Culture Show. Hosted by Steve, a passionate advocate of positive school climate and culture, together with Megan Deedy. Join us as we explore strategies, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to improve the culture and climate in your school.
Howdy, gang. Welcome back to the School Climate and Culture Show. My name's Steve Bowler, also known as Stand Tall Steve.
And I am Meg Deedy.
This is a special one, Meg.
It's a big one.
It's a big one. First of all, let me clarify for everybody here, especially those who are on YouTube or watching the video. I got like a shirt and tie on here. It's not for this episode, although it could be. I just got off a plane a little while ago. I was up in Buffalo, New York doing consulting with some schools, and I got off, came home, and we're recording this now. So that's why I'm in this suit, in the shirt and tie. But this episode,
I think it fits.
It fits. It fits for this episode. It fits for this episode. Why does this fit for this episode, Meg?
Because this episode is called Just Do This.
Just Do This.
It's a big one.
It is the book reveal episode, meaning that my book, Just Do This, is here. I got it. The box is right here.
The mail came.
The mail came when I was away. I get back and it is here. It is here. Okay, so we're gonna dig into this. So the way we're doing this episode, which I think is this is Meg's idea. I'll give it to Megan. Your idea on this one. So her idea was to interview me.
Yes.
So she's going to interview me on my own podcast, on our own podcast. So that's how we're going to do this. And we're going to jump into the reveal of the book.
Just Do This. Yes. Okay, but before you even think about opening that, Steve, you can't open it yet. Okay. So thinking about the book, Just Do This, I'm actually incredibly excited for educators to start getting this in their hands. In fact, I'm a little bit jealous that you have it right there and I don't have one sitting on my table. So here we go. Okay, before you even open the box, I want you to tell us what's going through your head right now. It's in the box, it's here, it's done. Where are you at?
I am very excited. I'm quite excited. I'm energetic. Now, as you know, I have other books. I'm pointing to them for those of you who can see it behind me. I have my Stand Tall Leadership book, Ideas, 10-minute classroom openers, K-5, 10-minute classroom openers, 6-12. I also have an Ideas, Rally Edition book. I also have a book where I'm a contributing author, Because of a Teacher. Not to put shade on any of my other books, y'all, but I am more excited about this one than anything else. I am more excited about this one than anything else because this is basically taking what everyone has told me about what it is that I'm teaching and the simplicity of it all, and it's put it into a book. That's why the title makes so much sense, because we say this all the time. Like you and I, we joke about saying Just Do This all the time, right?
All the time. Yes.
Even before this book was titled Just Do This.
So what it is though, Steve, is what you do is you take an idea that some of us just kind of live with, we just adapt to, and you make it into something that just works a little bit simpler and better. And you're like, well, just do it like this. And it's a concept sometimes that we think that might be hard to reach, and you make it so simple and easy to apply or use, and it just makes sense. You just do this.
Yeah. And that's how I live my life a lot. Is, you know, I look at problems, I look at things, and I'm like, well, there's got to be an easier way to do this. There's got to be a simpler way to do this. And in most of my life, I've dealt that way. You know why? And I think part of it is this. If anybody's ever seen my TED Talk, I talk in my TED Talk, it's called Why Not Me? And it's about me growing up and becoming who I am and how I lived with dyslexia and never knew it until I was in college. But my attitude was, you know, well, why not me? I can figure this out. I can figure a simple way to do. Just do this. Let's just do this. And that's just how I lived my life. So going back to what you say, what's going through my head right now, it's just that level of excitement that I feel justified in the way that my brain works, and then I can help other educators with climate and culture.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely. Keeping it simple. Okay. All right. Are you ready to open that?
I am ready to open this. I am ready to open this. So here we go.
Scissors in hand. Here we go.
Scissors in hand. I know. I was going to bring my blade. I didn't have. I don't. Oh, my blade's up on the other room. Okay, so let's do that. I'm just going to cut down the seam.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. All right, it's opened. Here we go. We're gonna. Boom. Boom. Here we are.
Here it is.
Are
you ready?
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Just do this.
Just do. It's bigger than what I thought. I thought this is. I thought that. Let me get. What? It's bigger.
Oh, look at that. You know, it deserves it though. That's good.
For those who are listening, my ideas book, that's like a nice handheld. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing you can throw it in. This is actually a little bit bigger than that handheld kind of a book that you can have. It's like a workbook. It's like you could really utilize it here.
Yeah.
I love this thing.
All right, hold it up. Let's see it.
There it is. Let me take the plastic off. I'm going to take the
plastic off. All right.
Okay. So we're taking the plastic off.
Seeing it finished for the first time as you're taking the plastic off. There it is. The first time seeing it. Excited? Ready?
Yes. And it's not super thick. It is not like a monster-sized book. It is straightforward, to the point. There it is. Just do this. I love this. I am so excited about this. I am so, you know what? I'm almost glad that it's a little bit bigger, so that way it's not a super giant thick book. It just gets it done. I love it. There you go.
There it is. All right, so we've seen, here it is. It's opened. It's ready.
I love the color scheme. I love it. Yeah, I know, me too. It's a blue and gold, blue and gold, yellow. Just do this. The Educator's Guide to Improve Culture and Climate in this Classroom, School, District. Stephen A. Bowler. There you go. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so what exactly is Just Do This about?
All right. Just Do This. It is to help schools improve their climate and culture. That's what it is. And it's a simple way of doing it. I have found when it comes to culture and climate or anything like that, there are books out there that are for classroom management, because that's what culture and climate is in the classroom. It's basically classroom management. There are books out there for culture and climate for the building, all building level. And there are very few, not many, books out there for the district on what this is one book for everyone. That's the purpose of this. That's what it's all about. It's about giving a roadmap for classrooms, schools, and districts on how to improve the climate and culture the same way. That's what it's all about. At the end of each chapter, it explains this is how you do it in the classroom. This is how you do it in the school building. This is how you do it in the district. Everybody gets in a line. That's exactly what this is all about.
I love that. Thinking about it as a classroom teacher and then having the same ideas throughout your classroom and your building and all the way up. And one book for all of this?
That's the point.
Wow.
Yes, one book. We always talk about everybody get on the same page. Well, we have to get on the same, beginning of the school year, right? I always say this, beginning of the school year, they introduce all the new teachers, they get it properly embarrassed in front of everybody. And then they talk about superintendent or the board president. We all got to get on the same page. We all got to stay focused. And everybody nods their head, but then nobody ever does it, right? What happens in the classroom is not the same thing that happens in the building. What happens in all the different buildings in the district isn't exactly what's happening up in central office with the district. This way, everybody is on the same page. This is how you get everyone on the same page. Now, let's say that you're just a classroom teacher and your building is not into it. You could still take this and go do your thing. You can. But this way, if you're in a classroom, you can just go for it. If you're in the building, you want the building to get with it, just go for it. Or at the district level, you want to get alignment, just go for it. Or you can get everybody together and do it all together. So yeah, that's the whole point.
I think that's perfect. So thinking about taking action with this book, you're talking about classroom teachers taking action, doing some of the pieces in that book, but then obviously leaders and, your district leads. So what kind of action are you talking about? And how is this book any different than the other books that have been approached at this topic?
That's a good question. All right. Okay. So it's different in that it tells you, it makes it simplified. All right. So perfect example, right? I've seen many districts, and there's some districts out there even now, where they know that they need to realign their vision, mission statements. They need to get the culture climate. So they bring in a consultant. All right. Big time consultant. The consultant works with them over the year. They charge them a ton of money. You pick this up right here, this book, read what's necessary to do. I am saving the district a ton of money. You can do this. It is that simple, and you'll still get the best amazing outcomes. If you want to fine tune it, bring me in. All right. I'm less than what those big time consultants who are going to charge $1 billion for you are going to do, or big companies. Yes, you still need to survey the community. Yes, you still need to have your meetings. Yes, you need to do all those things. But even at the building level, you can do this. That's what this is all about. It's all about taking action. You can actually do that. They're in small chunks, small bits. And here's the thing that I love is, let's say you just go to chapter 5, all right? Rewards and awards. So I'm trying to explain what that is. You can just do that. Talk about just do this, right? Ignore chapters 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want. I don't suggest it, but you could. Just go to chapter 5, implement that, you're going to get outcomes.
If I'm in the classroom, I'm thinking, all right, I think I've got chapter 1 and chapter 2's topics down. Those ones I'm pretty good at. I've got them in, but I really need help on this reward piece. I can hop over that chapter and have something to implement right away.
Yes, instantly. You just go there, because on top of all of this, as you know, I am an ideas person, right? I speak on culture, climate, leadership development, idea development. In this book are tons of ideas. There's just a bunch of ideas in here as well. So not only are you getting the understanding of it, then you're going to get the ideas of it, grab those ideas, run with those ideas, and most of the things you can implement very, very quickly. By the next day, up to a little bit of planning within a week,
right?
At most.
There's nothing worse than trying to pick up a PD book and having to read 300 pages to get a concept or an idea, and then trying to make it fit into my class or make it fit into my building. So just you talking about, I can hop to this piece, I can read a little bit about it, grab some ideas and try it out. And then, I'm thinking it's not working very well. Let's go back to this chapter and pick out another idea.
There you
Sounds
go.
simple.
And a lot of my books, that's what it's like. Like the ideas book. It's just an idea, another idea, another idea, another idea. Grab an idea, use it. 10-minute classroom openers. That one is just tons of ideas to connect with kids. All that SEL stuff. Open it, pick an idea, read it. My Stand Tall Leadership book. Embedded in all of the different chapters for your leadership are additional ideas that you can use right away. Please, people need ideas. Yes. And here's the thing, so many teachers and people, not even just teachers or educators, people in general, they say, I'm not good at coming up with ideas. Yes, you can. What you need are some ideas to jumpstart the idea part of your brain to get going. Because sometimes when I do my ideas session, people are listening to it and they're like, oh, well, wait, well, I could do this, or I could do this, and I could do this. And now all of a sudden, instead of me just giving you about 50 to 70 ideas, there's 10,000 ideas in the room because everybody's getting new ideas that fit their situation even better. Same thing with Just Do This. It is an idea generator to help you really maximize climate and culture. Grab pieces, run with it.
I love that. All right, thinking about all these ideas, Steve, what do you think is one of your favorite concepts from this book? We could take away just one to use.
Ooh.
I know.
One favorite concept. I would, well, you got me on this one. I would say in the beginning, reduce, not eliminate. Reduce, not eliminate. Now, those of you on YouTube, you can probably look up the Reduce, Not Eliminate video. We'll even link it here for you probably. And for those who are listening on the podcast, I'm sure at one point I may have talked about this, but I'm going to bring it up again because it is the setup for you to move forward, because this holds up so many people in moving forward. When you have those people who are unable to get it. Their stuck mindset. This concept of reduce, not eliminate can change that. So here it is. Reduce, not eliminate. In education, in schools, we have what? Problems, issues, and concerns. You know what's funny? I was just in Buffalo. I was just talking to a vice principal about this. Change this. All right. So we have issue, problems, and concerns. We do. And when we have issue, problems, and concerns in education, what do? We put together a committee. That's what we do. We love a good, we put a committee together, right? We get a committee together. Let's get the constituents together. Let's get all of the parties and let's sit down and talk about what we can do to eliminate these issue, problems, and concerns. What can we do to eliminate attendance issues? What can we do to eliminate behavior issues? What can we do to eliminate the achievement gap? What can we do to eliminate the parent issue? You're not. I'm here to tell you, you're not. You are not going to eliminate the behavior issues. You're not. That kid, and I'm using air quotes for those people who are listening to me, that kid, and we all know who that kid is, he or she, that kid has been around for thousands of years. When that kid leaves this year, another that kid's going to come in. Some of you who are listening was a that kid, all right? You're not going to eliminate that kid or the issue or the problem or the concern. So when you go into your meetings, your committee meetings, your PLCs, whatever it might be, your trainings to address these things, doesn't it make sense to go in with the mindset of reduce instead of eliminating it? What can we do to reduce the poor behavior? What can we do to reduce the attendance issue? What can we do to reduce the absenteeism? What can we do to reduce? That makes sense. All right. Now, I'm not a Debbie Downer saying you're never going to get out of it. No, it just makes sense to go into reduce, because if you can reduce the issue, problems, and concerns, that automatically increases the probability that you're going to get what it is that you really want to do, which is most of the time teach. That's what you really want. So I love the concept of reduce, not eliminate. It's a mind shift. Now, here's the thing. Here's the other piece of reduce, not eliminate. You have to recognize the reduction. Recognizing the reduction. How do you recognize? What I mean by that? It means that, let's say you put things into place. You're sitting in the committee. You came up with some ideas to reduce. So now you put them into play. Things are reducing, but you don't take time to recognize the reduction. All right. So let's say you have that kid. One of you guys were that kid. That kid is running out of the room. All right, let's go elementary style. All right, you got a kid who's running out of the room in a week, running out of the room 8 times in a week, right? And you're just like, oh my gosh, this kid's always running out of room. So you get together, reduce, not eliminate, you come up with a plan. So now that kid is running out of the room 5 times of the week. But what do we get a lot of times? Well, he's still running out of the room.
Still run out of the room.
She's still running out of the room. She's still disrupting this class, but it's reduced. Recognize the reduction. Recognize the reduction. And by you recognizing the reduction, that should, wait, we have success. We're making it better. Oh my goodness. I was just talking to a middle school vice principal today. Kids are going in and out, they're in the hallways. They're in the hallways way too much. And he's new. And he's just like, I gotta get them out of hallways. I said, reduce, not eliminate. Middle school kids, it's in their DNA to run the hallways. That's middle school. You're not going to eliminate that. You can reduce it. He's like, you know what? I can do that. Exactly. Recognize the reduction. Now, if you don't use that extra time, that's on you. But that concept, if you're asking me my favorite concept or chapter, I don't know, it's like chapter, I think that might be chapter 1 or 2. That's it. Because that sets the tone for everything. Because once you have that mindset, now you're like, okay, I can implement these things. And no, it's not going to make it a perfect cultural climate, but it's going to reduce the issues, problems, and concerns. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yeah. If we walk right away with just that one concept from your book, I feel like we all just need it in our hands.
There you go.
That's perfect. That's a great one. Just do this.
Just do this. That's it. Just do this. Reduce, not eliminate. Oh my gosh. Yes.
It's a good mindset, I think, just as like parenting, life.
Yep. Here it says, for those who are looking, it's right there in the book. Reduce, not eliminate. Chapter 1.
There it is.
That's the most important one. That's it.
I want to understand something from you.
Mm-hmm.
What does it, when you say culture isn't built by chance, it's built by choice, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I use that in the book. Culture isn't built by chance, it's built by choice. What I mean by that is a lot of times in schools, they talk about their climate and culture, or the morale's low, it's got to be better, improved, and they don't do any purposeful actions to make it happen. Or they do something temporarily. You know, somebody decides, hey, we're all going to bring in some cookies and have a cookie exchange. Oh, okay. So now you feel good for the cookie exchange, but then it fades away. The good feeling fades away. Or nothing purposeful has been put into play, and you're like, well, we got a pretty good culture and climate in our school. People feel really good. And then when the football team starts losing, it's not feeling as good. Because you wrap everything around sports, especially at the high school level. That's how they base it on. So basically, all those things are by chance. They're not purposely done. You just so happen to have a winning football team. So the administrator's like, well, the AD is like, hey, we need to jump on this. Yeah, let's get a pep rally. Well, let's get some school spirit going. Let's get some school spirit going. It should be school spirit all the time. All right. We got homecoming. Oh, school spirit's going to be high. Why is it just got to be high then? That's by chance. It could be built by choice. That's the whole purpose of the book, is that you can purposely have a school with good school spirit. You can purposely have a school with high morale from the staff. You can purposely have a school where the community loves it. You can purposely have a school where kids can't wait to come to school every day. It's absolutely purposeful. You have to choose to do something. So that's why culture isn't built by chance. It's built by choice. You have to choose to do that. I'm getting very passionate, aren't I? I'm getting
you should be. Here's the thing though, Steve, if we're not doing things for a purpose, why are we doing them?
Yes.
You know, I'm with that on instruction, but thinking about just climate and culture, if you're doing things that doesn't have a purpose to it, you're just wasting time. So it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Okay. I love that.
Exactly.
So
come on, y'all.
Thinking about these schools, I have another one for you.
Okay.
So what do you think would be the biggest challenge that schools are facing right now? And this book, how can it help them get there? I know you've kind of touched on it's a lot of ideas, you can take them and go on, but are there challenges that you're seeing right now that this could just take and go?
That's another good one. It's very timely. It's apropos for that you bring this up. Let's be real. All right. Let's break this down. All right. The time of this being recorded is early April 2025. News of the education department dismantling has hit. Educators are nervous. Educators are scared. Educators don't know what's going on, because no matter what you say, as much as we talk about culture and climate, you need money. Right? You need money to run a school, a district, the programs. In times that are challenging, not just in education, but anywhere, people don't lean on policy. They lean on people, right? That's what you do. You lean on each other. You talk to each other to lift each other up. In order to do that, now more than ever, you need to work on the culture and climate. Now more than ever, you need to get people motivated and inspired to work hard and do their very best for kids and develop relationships and have a common understanding and respect and value. Now more than ever. So what I'm seeing right now, like I say, I'm talking to a lot of administrators and schools and educators. I am visiting schools in places, and everybody's nervous. They're not sure. They're unsure about what's going to happen and what it is. Not to mention that teachers are still leaving the profession at a ridiculous rate. That's because if they loved being there, the culture, the climate was what it needs to be, they wouldn't leave, right? They wouldn't leave. So that's what this is about. And Just Do This, this book is a roadmap, is a blueprint for educators to change the culture and climate in their schools in their classrooms, in their districts, quickly. Like, I can't begin to tell you how quickly, within days, within weeks, right? You take this, do a book study, have me come in, do some training with you guys on this. You can set some things in place so that next school year is actually one of the best school years that you're ever going to have. Are you going to be less money? Yes, you are, right? Are we going to be able to handle it? Yes, you can. But will people move their mindset from a compliant mindset to a commitment mindset? Yes, you will. Just Do This allows that to happen. So I appreciate that question, because it's true. Let's be real. That's what's going on right now. That's what's happening.
I think a big piece that you just said that I want to point out again is that we're going to lean on each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where we need to lean on to. And I was very lucky to join you in a school where you started to talk about some of the things that are in this book, Just Do This. And I got to sit through your presentation, your workshop with them, sit down with the educators, and I got to sit right next to the principal and really have a conversation about what he was thinking about and the things that he was going to do with his staff when you left. And the conversations that we're having with me and this administrator were absolutely eye-opening. He was very invested in what you were saying. He could feel that the things that you were giving him, the ideas and the strategies, he was going to take and literally implement them the next day. He was already planning, yes, what teachers am I going to bring on for this to really rally around this idea? And then what was amazing is that you called me a few weeks later and said, I'm going back and I'm helping consult. And I can see that this school is just starting to turn around. And you're right. It was so quick. It was so fast.
It was super fast. It was ridiculous how fast it was. Because I went back, right? I went back, I think like a month later. They had implemented easily 8 or 9 different things. The feel in the building was completely changed. They had kids was like, you know what? No longer. I'm going to do this. And they have kids. They were telling me about one student who was consistently F, D, maybe a C. He is rocking honor roll right now because he's just like, no longer. He says, no, and all they did is just something so simple. They printed the names of kids. That's what they did. I'll even give you the idea. The one idea they grabbed was something I called Show My Name. So they have honor roll, which is A's and B's, and then they have straight A list. I don't know what they call it there. So what I used to do, I just printed the names at the end of each quarter. I print them on big poster paper and hung them in the hallway. And I was like, look, these are the kids that got honor roll. These are the kids that got A's and B's. And those kids were like, yeah, check me out. And some of those other kids were looking at it like, well, wait a second. And that one boy was like, no, I'm getting my name up there. I'm not doing that no more. And that one little simple thing, that's how simple I'm talking, gang. That's how simple I'm talking about it. That simple. They printed a list of names and hung it up in a hallway, and it changed people's mindset. They grabbed that from stuff that's in this book, Just Do This. That's it. But thank you for sharing that. You're right. That school is rocking. That school is rocking now.
They are doing so good. I was a little jealous I didn't get to come back and, be in that atmosphere. But, I could just feel it all the way from Wyoming, that they just, and it's, that's exactly what it is. They are simple things. It doesn't take a long time to create it or think about it, or you just go right away. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. So talking about you going into schools and what a great impact that is. How can schools in districts get you to come in and help them do that? What does that look like?
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, first of all, obviously, go to StanTallSteve.com. Steven at StanTallSteve.com is my email. Instagram, StanTallSteve, all those things. You can get a hold of me, gang. You can. But when I come in, if you have a half day, great. Ideally, full day in service. All right. If you need a keynote, I will knock out a keynote for you. I could do it. But half day at least, full day is perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. We are going to realign everybody into what they respect and value individually. Then we're going to break it down into the whole building. This is what you can identify what you respect and value within your own building collectively. Not everybody have their own little thing. And then we're going to break down how to go about best implementing what you respect and value in order to systematically, purposefully, by choice, start adjusting and changing the culture in the school. because that is how you change the climate, through the culture. And we're going to go step by step, and you can just see, and I know you saw this when you were with me, people's minds just open up like, oh my gosh, that's what this is? Because it makes, truthfully, I'm just up there making common sense. You know, common sense isn't common. It's common with me. I'm going to give common sense. And we're gonna have group discussions where they can talk with each other, come up with ideas, hear what each other's saying. You know how it is. Usually you say, okay, we're gonna have a turn and talk, and everybody just folds their arm and they don't want to really talk. No, for mine, people, they get into it.
They're talking.
They're chatting it up. You can't even give it enough time.
No.
So that's what it is. That's what we're working with. That's what I do. And now that we have this amazing resource, Just Do This, now it's like, not only are you going to learn all this stuff, now you got the resource. They can go back. Because what do they say? I always love that statement. Kids need to be reminded more than they need to be taught.
Yes.
And I think it's the same thing for adults. You need to be reminded more than you need to be taught. So I'm going to teach you, and then you get the book, go back to it again and again and again. Reminded, so that increases the probability of success. So that's what I do when I come in, and that's what and here's the thing. I know I'm going to shock you on this one. I'm strongly, and I can't believe I'm saying this out loud to everybody, I am strongly considering hosting Just Do This summits.
Oh.
Just Do This summits, a 2-day, 3-day summits that we're going to have around the country. You bring your team in, you bring your educators in. It could be individual educator if you want, because remember, this is classroom, building, district. You want to bring your district leaders in? Do that. You want to bring your building leaders in together? Let's do that. If you want to do it individually by yourself, do that. And you're going to come in, and we're just going to, I'm working on getting some sponsors for this. I'm working on, it's funny because, again, I was just in Buffalo, and the principal who was there, after I helped the assistant principal, I did a special session with the assistant principal. We were walking out. She turned to me. She says, "Are you offering this around the country?" And I was like, "Funny you should say that." She says, "You got to. You have to." So that's where it is. So that's my goal, gang. All right. I'm putting it out there now. Hold me to it. This is what we're looking to do.
That,
have you come right.
Yes, those would be wonderful. I've seen it in action. So I know that, yes, your keynotes are bomb. They're mic drop worthy, but the workshops and the learning and all the things, it couldn't be better. It couldn't be better.
Thank you.
I'm very excited about this book.
I am too.
All right, Steve, we have one final question for you.
Okay.
It's a tricky one. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you could sum up the message of Just Do This in one sentence, what would it be?
Purposeful direction. It is easy, purposeful direction for educators to improve the climate and culture of their school. Easy, purposeful direction for educators to improve the climate and culture of their school. That's what I would sum this up to be. That's what it is. The key word in all that is purposeful. Yes. Being very purposeful. This is, again, I talked about, it's not by chance, it's by choice. That's the same thing with that purposeful piece of it. Yeah, that's what I would say. That's a good one.
That's good. That's a perfect sentence. I put you on the spot.
You did put me on the spot. You put me on the spot for that one. But I feel very strongly about that. Yeah, that's what it would be. That's exactly what Just Do This is all about. That's what this book does. I am so proud of this. I really think that this can change the environments of schools everywhere. It really can. And it's not, like I say, it's not a huge book. It's not like, oh, I got to get this big, thick book there's multiple studies. Now, I do have studies in here. I have referenced everything in here. This is all good stuff. But this is not one big, thick book that is going to take forever for you to go through and I'm going to give you another example. Let me give you another example. I gave you some examples. I gave you just enough so you can see it. Now go just do this. Go. Get to work. Get to work.
Yes.
All right, let's go. I gave you some examples. There's even a college. I talk about High Point University and how a university implemented the same kind of concepts in what they're doing. I give you some examples of schools. I give you some scenarios of teachers who have changed their mindset and changed the way they've done things because they are thinking differently. So yeah, and I connect to studies and everything. So it's research based, gang. It works. Just do this.
Listen, if you're not already on Amazon trying to get this book, or looking it up on his website, you should be after listening to this or seeing us speak. So if you have, you got to go get your copy of Just Do This. I'm honestly so excited to get mine in the mail. I pre-ordered it. It should be here this week. So we even have the link for you in the show notes. Make sure you get it. And also, those of you listening, if you want Steve to come to you, you have to get on his calendar now, because I will tell you, he gets booked fast. He gets booked fast. So if you're thinking about it, stop thinking and just do it.
That's it. That's it. Hey, and I appreciate this format. And thank you for thinking of it this way, Meg. I really do. I'm really jazzed and excited about this. I would love in the comments for you guys to tell me what you think. Are you excited about this? Have you gotten the book? What did you think about the book? What have you implemented? What have you done? So please put that in the comments. And then also, if you could do me a favor, be a part of the book launch team, go to Amazon, put in a comment in Amazon, a referral or whatever, something that states your thoughts about the book and what it can do and what, how it can really help schools, teachers, districts, everywhere. That's the kind of stuff I would love to see. That's the stuff I would love. Hit me up on Instagram, send me a direct message, find me on LinkedIn, connect with me. I'll respond to everybody. Tell me what you think, because I am so jazzed about this. So thank you so much, Meg. I appreciate you doing it.
I'm very proud of you. This is something that every educator should have.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Woo! This was a good one.
There it
I
is.
appreciate this. Oh, this is a good one. All right. What we always do is I try to talk a little bit about what's coming up. Even though we're talking about, just do this and everything like that, we have some fun things that are still coming up for each of us. Where are you going to be? What's happening with Integrated and you, Megan?
Yeah. Integrated is kind of busy the month of April. We're heading back to a school in Florida. We're kind of wrapping up we did a whole year with them. So that was really cool. So it's our last time there. We have a couple conferences coming up. We'll be in South Dakota at the TIE conference. And then our book will be out at the end of the month. So we're just falling right behind you.
Yeah, you got your book coming out. That's going to be exciting as well. That's going to be good. So we're going to do an episode. We're going to talk about your book. We're going to really dive into that.
All right.
Do that as well. I got to get you back. Right. And yeah. So for me, I'm doing some consulting. Again, I'm going up to Buffalo with my schools that I have up there with some consulting. I have at the end of May, because things are kind of quiet a little bit for me. End of May, I'm going to be in Georgia. I'm going to be in Georgia at a school district. I'm doing some work with some school administrators there, their district administrative teams and everything. And then we have the Educators of Color Conference in June. That's here in New Jersey. That's going to be exciting. And then we have our Within Our Ranks, which is taking place. Within Our Ranks, we got the Within Our Ranks Mile High pop-up. That's going to be in Denver, June 10th, 11th, and 12th. I think that is.
Yep. 10th, 11th, and 12th of June.
Yep. And then we have the Within Our Ranks Philadelphia one, and that's the 27th, 28th, and 29th of June at the end of the month. So we got a couple of these popping off. This is just really exciting. Yeah.
What's good is we still have a few seats available for Within Our Ranks. So if you think that you are someone that wants to speak, train, or consult in education, make sure that you hop on over to withinourranks.com and schedule that discovery call to see if you're a good fit.
Yeah. Get into there and do that. Also, or if you want to just learn more about the world of professional speaking in K-12, go to withinourranks.com/community and you can join the community call. It's once a month, last Thursday of every month, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We jump on and we just chat it up about speaking, training, consulting in education and what that's all about. It doesn't cost a penny for that. But yeah, we'd love to have you guys to that. All right. Okay.
Hey, thank you, Steve. This was wonderful.
Thank you. It was wonderful. It was fun. I'm excited. I feel like I'm out of breath a little bit, like, oh, this book is here. So yeah, we're going to get this out to everybody. So I'm excited about it. And we're going to have a book launch, a virtual book launch party or something too. So we're going to make it happen.
Yes.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks so much, Meg.
Hey, thanks, Steve. Take care.
Right. See you, everybody. Bye.
The culture and climate of your school can transform everything, but only if you just do this.
In order to unpack culture and climate, to really have a clear understanding of culture and climate, not only do you need to break that down as to what it really means, it also is about making sure that you're doing things to implement a positive culture and climate.
In Just Do This, you'll discover actionable strategies that you can implement immediately.
So that you are implementing positivity on a regular basis. There is a plan, there is a formula, there is a situation that is set up so that not only you as the leader, but everyone else in the school clearly understands what culture is, what climate is, and where their role fits within that bigger picture, that bigger scheme of what it is that you have.
Imagine walking into a school where students and staff are excited to be there every day. Where trust, respect, and motivation are the norm. That's the impact of Just Do This. Don't wait. Be the leader who makes the difference.